Hello fiends and collectors, this is me, Daniel East 1000, back again with another Star Wars The Black Series figure review. Kicking the first review off this year with Nawood, of whom is a character from the recently released Skeleton Crew. It's quite fortuitous I'm reviewing this guy now because all the episodes are out on Disney+. I've really enjoyed the series. It's a bit of a palate cleanser, something a little bit different, and not really attached to the main story of Star Wars, so everyone can really just pick it up. Even if you're not a Star Wars fan, it doesn't get you too bogged down in the lore of Star Wars. It's just a good, family fun adventure. And well, we've got some equally awesome figures to go with, although it is very interesting to have the context of the show and these figures in hand, particularly with this one, Nawood, or as he's also known, Captain Silvo in the show. Some very interesting points to talk about this in relation to some stuff we see in the series that I'm looking forward to talking about in this review. So first and foremost, we're going to take a look at the packaging, then the figure itself. And as you can see, it's this new style which takes a bit of the old and the new Star Wars The Black Series logo at the top there. That price tag as well from Forbidden Planet, which I've not taken off. You got the lovely window display packaging there, and there's a bit of a hint, I don't know if you can see it too well, but there is a backdrop and you've got that yellow coloration as well, just to really offset that figure. Name of the character, this is number 1 in the line. Name of the media, Star Wars Skeleton Crew, and then you've got some legalese at the bottom there. On this side of the packaging, nothing much really going on there, but on this side, you've got that lovely artwork of the character, played by Jude Law. Really, really lovely stuff, and then that yellow bleeds off into the pitch end, of course. Going to the back, you've got the buy on the back there. Picture of the character again, Star Wars The Black Series, name of the media, and the number of the figure. And a ton of legal garb at the bottom there, and at the bottom there as well. Nothing much really going on at the top. So that's the packaging out the way and done with. Let's now take a look at the figure itself.
Ready to kiss this rock goodbye?
Depends where we're going.
I have an old friend in mind. She's an expert on star maps, lost planets, that kind of thing. She'll find your home.
So here we have Nawood out of the packaging. I have to say, this guy looks really, really cool. I love some of the details on the costume, and the overall design is great. With that being said, would have been nice if we got some more accessories with this guy. But naturally, given the potentially limited information Hasbro was given, what we've got in the figure in production, running alongside the film in production, and also trying to keep things under wraps without revealing any spoilers, I can kind of understand why some things were missed, but it does make me wish that they were included still nonetheless. And I can foresee them probably re-releasing this guy later on down the line, exact same figure, just with some additional bits. But first and foremost, let's just take a look at the details of this guy. He comes with the hood, of which is how we first see him, looking very mysterious, and you can just see his face poking out from that just there. You got a very long trench coat as well, which is the very, very nicely coloured. I love the textures they've put on that. Even just looking at the cuffs of the sleeves, you've got this sort of chainmailing going on. He's even wearing gloves, and you've got that chainmailing just on the pockets of that trench coat as well. And again, the texture on the trench coat is lovely. You've got some of them seam lines moulded on. If we look at the underbody, nothing really special to ring home about. But that's kind of Nawood. He's not a fancy boy. He's very, very sort of basic in terms of what he wears, at least on the underneath. So you got a very basic t-shirt there. You've got a nice belt buckle and a belt as well. The holster. You've got his boots, which are very, very pirate-like. Accessories are on the bare side, so you can remove the hood, and that'll actually give us a nice look at the head, which is a very, very good likeness to Jude Law, who plays the character. Nothing too special in terms of details, but that's accurate. I mean, it's literally just Jude Law. Hasn't had any prosthetics or anything additional put onto his face as far as I'm aware from the show. It is just Jude Law. That's a very good likeness, I would say, of him. The shawl is very nicely sculpted. There's not really much weathering on there or paint, but it just looks tattered and ragged. And that's, you know, accurate for what it's meant to be. I'm not really going to display the figure wearing this just because, I don't know, it doesn't sit particularly nicely on the figure. It really does sort of, when I pop it on, you can kind of see it. It kind of forces the head to look down. I know you can probably, you know, pull the head up to look. But even then, just looks a bit baggy and weighted on him. So I'm not too sure what I could do with that. Maybe there's something to do with the actual coat itself. I need to bring that over it a bit. I'm not sure. But to me, it's a nice inclusion. You know, it's meant to make him look a little bit disguised, so that's right. He also comes with this flintlock pistol. These oldie type weapons do suit the Star Wars universe quite nicely. I'm not too sure why that is, but it just looks really, really good. And yeah, the figure holds it nicely. Some nice details there. Yeah, pretty sweet. And it does fit quite nicely into the holster as well. Slot that just in there, like that. And that's it. That's it in terms of accessories. There's just 2 accessories with this thing. I really think, and again, this could have been due to the fact that production was kept under wraps. Hasbro might have had limited concept art or images to work with. But throughout the series we see Jod Nawood, or rather Captain Silvo, he has that really cool helmet. Would have loved to have seen them included that as an interchangeable head. You've also got the lightsaber that he does obtain later on in the series. But again, slight spoiler to his past, of which funnily enough was visually cut from the series. We learned of his past, but the visual storytelling of that was removed, and we found that out through an actress playing what would have been Jod Nawood's Jedi Master. Kind of unfortunate that on both accounts, but I think that just would have elevated this figure a bit more and made people want it, made it a bit more desirable, and really added some flavour to your displays as well. Alas, you only get 2 accessories. It's uncertain how much information Hasbro would have had at the point of making this figure, so I can somewhat forget it. For some collectors, I can see them holding out because they're going to expect an ultimate Jod to be released later on down the line, because it would just be really easy for them to do. Just a running chase variant that comes packed in with a lightsaber and the helmet, just in a future wave. But nonetheless, this is one that we've got currently. In terms of his articulation, it's pretty standard stuff. You've got a ball joint in the head, ball joint in the neck, butterfly joints in the shoulders, although it's a little bit limited due to the trench coat, ball jointed shoulders as well, ball jointed elbows, ball jointed wrists, ball jointed torso. You've got ball jointed hips as well, ball jointed knees, and ball jointed ankles with the rocker joints as well. So you can get this guy in a real variety of poses, and you're definitely going to need that or want that with Jod, because he is a very expressive character, particularly under the stress of looking after 4 kids when really he's just money hungry. Yeah, this is a pretty decent figure. It's probably the weakest in the wave in my humble opinion, but that doesn't detract from the fact that it is a main character. It is one that people will probably want, but at the same time I really wouldn't be surprised if they re-release this with all the additional accessories that you would kind of want with him. But that remains to be seen. For now, if you are looking or wanting a Jod Nawood, then this is the best that you're gonna get. It's a perfectly fine figure, and that's all I've really got to say on it, because there's not a lot you can say. So that's my review of Jod Nawood. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Will you be picking this up? Have you picked this up? Sound off. And well, this is me, Daniel East 1000, signing out. Thank you very much for watching.